Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have several papers to be laid. We start with Honorable Duncan Githenji-Chege, the Chairperson, Committee on County Public Accounts and Investments.
Sergeant Atam, the bell is still on, despite my instruction and my directions. Very well. Honorable Duncan Githenji-Chege, Chairperson, Committee on County Public Accounts and Investment, and member for Gatim Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to table the following report on special audit on COVID-19 vaccine rollout for the Nyandarua County Government as at 31st March 2022. I wish to table.
The report is duly tabled. I do hereby, pursuant to Standing Order 157.5D, refer the report to the House Business Committee to schedule for processing of the same if it has not done so. Clerk, next order.
Under the same order, Mr. Speaker, sir, we have another paper to be laid by Honorable Isaac Kamau, the Chairperson, Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources.
Very well. Honorable Isaac Kamau, Chairperson, Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, member for Gideon. You look extremely smart today.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
That is my weakness. Honorable Speaker, do wish to table the fourth report of the Committee on Water, Environment.
Let's have some order, please. Let's have some order. That was on our light note that it is his weakness, so we should stop it at that. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to table the fourth report on the Committee of Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources. Report on the Nyandarua County Annual Climate Change Report for the financial year ended 30th, 2023. And I wish to table.
Thank you, Honorable Mbaye. The report is duly tabled. I do hereby, pursuant to Standing Order 157.5D, refer the report to House Business Committee to schedule for processing of the same if it has not done so. Clerk, next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a notice to be given by Honorable Duncan Githenji-Chege, the Chairperson, Committee on County Public Accounts and Investments.
Yes, Honorable Duncan Githenji-Chege.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this House does the report of the Committee on County Public Account and Investment on Special Audit Report on COVID-19 vaccine rollout for the Nyandarua County Government as at 31st March 2022 as a report of the House and the recommendation of their aim as a dissolution of the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The notice is duly given. I do hereby, pursuant to Standing Order 157.5D, refer the report to House Business Committee to schedule for the processing of the same if it has not done so. Clerk, next order.
Still under the same order, Mr. Speaker, we have a notice to be given by Honorable Isaac Kamau, the Chairperson, Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources.
Very well. Honorable Isaac Kamau, Chairperson, Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, and member for Gideon Road.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give the notice of the following motion that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources on the Nyandarua County Annual Climate Change Report for financial year 2022-2023 as the report of the House, and the recommendation therein as the resolutions of the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. The notice is duly given. And I do hereby, pursuant to Standing Order 157.5D, refer the report to House Business Committee to schedule for processing of the same if it has not done so. Next order.
Order number 7, statements. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a statement to be sought by Honorable Peter Gathongo Kamau, MCA, Lesha Upondo Ward.
Very well. Honorable Peter Gathongo Kamau, MCA, Lesha Upondo. Honorable Matimo, I believe you are holding brief for him.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I would wish to seek for your indulgence as the said honorable member was seeking for more time because from the statement, he wants to have some more input in the same. He will be seeking it in the next sitting.
And that should be now, tomorrow. So he's seeking leave to have
some additional information, then we will seek the same statement tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you. Leave granted. So clerk, next order.
Order number 8, motions and bills. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a motion by Honorable Elijah Mwanginyaga, Leader of Majority Party.
Thank you. Very well, Honorable Elijah Mwanginyaga, Leader of the Majority Party, member for Kaibaga Ward. The motion had been moved that the thanks of the Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy as contained in the address of the Governor on the state of the county held on Wednesday, the 22nd day of November 2023. And the Chair has thereon proposed the question. We can proceed with the debate. Yes, Member for Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would wish to first commend the Governor for, first of all, adhering to the requirement of rule, which is that he needs to address the county. Is the Sergeant at arm around? And Mr. Speaker, that it is proper, it shows leadership. Most importantly also is that the Governor in his address was able to, in a sweep, very well summarized form, able to highlight on the major achievement of this government. But in particular, I got extremely impressed being the first budget of that the new administration was absorbing, the fact that we were able to absorb it 8% of the budget in his first financial year. That by itself says that there is some bit of high-level coordination that enabled us to make some meaningful progress. I remember that absorption of budget becomes one of the key areas where leadership is detected. Because when you have monies meant to be spent for purposes of development, and then in a whole 12-month cycle, you are unable to spend that money and you revert it back, it shows a huge extent of inefficiency, which being the first year, we can commend the Governor and the government for the effort it did to ensure that this has happened. It is our prayer. It is our prayer that at all financial years, we shall be able to move upwards, meaning our expectation to the executive for now is that we will increase our absorption rate from the 88% to a possible 90%, 95%. This is going to help us to help build the confidence between the government and the public, where in extension us as leaders will be seen to walk the talk of developing our county. Madam Speaker, there are specific projects again that the governor was able to highlight, which were impactful and had high value. And I would only be urging that in every subsequent budget, that there be a point of identification, so that at least in every ward, the government is able to have one high impact project which cuts across the entire ward and the people are able to associate with it. The support the county government is giving the national government, and the co-relationship between the county and the national government is something to again be noted. The fact that the governor is able to highlight specific projects that we are in serious partnership with the national government, the fact that they have been going through seamlessly, the fact that they are beneficial to both our locals in terms of labor and the long-term benefits is something to be commended. Taking cognizance of the housing projects in Orokalau and in Engineer, taking cognizance of the aggregation center in Jambini, which are projects which the government have agreed to support fully and which is going to be beneficial by big and large to our people. I would lastly want to point out the critical board that is between this assembly and the executive by insisting that that relationship where the two arms of government work together with each other than against each other, it has a way of making movement and ability to discharge our duties every day become easy, effective, and quicker. The fact that we are able to agree to disagree and at times strike compromise in terms of the policy direction for the country is something that we need to note, and commend the governor for being able to be flexible in matters, the relationships between both the county executive and the county assembly, and including our relationship with the national leaders, that we have so far been able to maintain some reasonable level of our working relationship, is something that we would wish to urge the government to foster, so that at all times, because we lead the same people, we give service to the same people, that we can be able to be seen, to work together, to lead together for the greater good of this county. I commend the governor for the works he has done, and including the planning and the budgeting processes. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much, Minority Leader, Honorable Kongo.
I also like to contribute towards the governor's status report of the year status report, state of the county report. And Honorable Speaker, I want to say that I appreciate the governor, because it's a requirement by law that he should address this assembly, and by addressing this assembly, it is deemed that he is addressing the whole county and the whole nation. And he did so in a very good and a very elaborate speech that he made in this assembly. Honorable Speaker, it is good to appreciate that we recognize the peace and the unity that exists as a building blocks to the development of this county. And we thank him for managing so far to be able to be in peace with this assembly. We know what is happening with other counties, but so far it is good to recognize that we have been able to achieve even the absorption that the minority leader is talking about, as a result of the peace and unity that have existed. It is also good to realize, as to note, that the governor was able to appreciate all the county leaders, including the senator, the women rep, and all the members of parliament. And I would like that we cultivate that unity among all the county leaders, because it is only in this unity that we can be able to have the much bargaining power for the development for this county. As we are aware, from the equitable share or shareable revenue, we only get 15% as county governments. 85% of revenue or resources is left at the national government. So it requires each and every county to go lobbying for more funds and more grants from the national government to get this money to bring development in this county. This cannot happen without unity. So we continue to request the governor in the same spirit, continue lobbying for this unity and peace from the national leaders and these county leaders, all the honorable members, so that we can have a competitive edge when we go to bargain for more projects from the national government. I would also like to recommend, as the chairman budget, that we are impressed by the absorption, being the first year and being a campaign year, where we had to come in and do supplementary budget on December. And even doing a supplementary budget on December, we are able to absorb up to 80%. I think that is commendable. And we can only guess that this year, because we had the whole year, if we are able to absorb 88% within 6 months, then we can only guess that this financial year, because we have been having 12 free months, that we are going to have 98% or 95%. It is only that it is not possible to absorb 100%. But we know, or we are expecting, that we are going to increase. Actually, this is a record time for the time I have been here in the last 6 years to see an 88% absorption. I think the last time we tried it was around 70, but at 80%, that is quite commendable. And we also want to congratulate the national government for releasing the money from the shareable revenue so that we can be able to pay. And I also want to note that there was also a good achievement from the national government for the affordable housing. To have noted that the affordable housing in Nyandarua County has taken shape and the foundation is taking place. So it is also quite commendable that very soon we'll be having the affordable houses in Nyandarua County. It is also commendable to the governor for having been able to come up with 2 extra municipalities. We have been having Olekara municipality. Within that 1 year, having been able to come up with Mairoinya and Ijinia municipality is a great achievement. And we hope that these municipalities are going to bring the intended change through the most effective service delivery to our people. I also want to commend the governor for an increase. Rarely does it happen in a new regime within the first year to increase the resource revenue. And having increased the resource revenue, I doubt, and I'll be confirming, Madam Speaker, because in the speech he stated that there was an increase from 373 to 505, which I highly doubt, and I know Madam Speaker is a member of Finance Committee. I think it's 473 to 505. But that notwithstanding, there was an increase, and we recognize that increase. Having said that, the issue of pending bill was commendable to have paid 700 million. It has been a thorn where this county has been having a pending bill exceeding $1 billion. But being able to pay that significant amount shows that he is willing. This is a governor that is willing to pay the contractors and to pay debts, which is a good score, a credit score for this county. Madam Speaker, I would like also to raise a few issues that I expected the governor to address. Number 1, I expected the governor to comment something about the employment. Having received the report from the National Commission that Nyandarua County is not doing very well in terms of tribe, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. We had received a report that Nyandarua is among the county that is not observing the role of the 30% of the dominant tribe. We should be having 30% of employees not coming from other tribes other than the dominant tribe knowing very well that Nyandarua is dominated by Kikuyus. So we expected 30% of employees to be outside the Kikuyu community. And that, having received that report, I expected within the governor's speech that he would have addressed and stated something about that. If you look at the requirement for the state of the county address, one of the things that the governor is supposed to address is about cohesion and integration of within the county. That is a requirement. Look at the speech, the way it's supposed to be addressed in this assembly. But I did not see him addressing it. It was ignored totally. But I think the required these reports are given by these independent commissions and institutions is for us to read and rectify, Honorable Speaker, because I believe there are so many other tribes who resides in Nyandarua. Yes, there are so many of them. So I think the issue of that commission, I wanted to see the integration and cohesion within our employee fraternity. I also expected the governor to speak something to do with flagship. Madam Speaker, our greatest weakness in this county is that we don't have flagship projects. Since 2013, we cannot be able to stand firmly here and say that we have had a major flagship except the machinery program. A flagship project is a project that has bring or touches the whole of the county, and it is felt, it brings a positive change within the whole county. And except the machinery program, we don't have any other. So I expected the governor to overemphasize within a speech on what he is doing about Orokarao Stadium, what we call the JM Level 5 Hospital, and many other flagship. So if you are not very careful, we might be spreading so wide, but very thin. And we might not have, there are those projects that should be able to bring change within the county. And Honorable Speaker, finally, I expect the governor also to have stated something to do with measures and strategies that he is putting on revenue raising measures. Knowing that we are still below the standard or the targets. So I expected that he would state something to do with what he is going to do. But notwithstanding, I appreciate the speech of the governor and the much achievement that he has been able. We have 4 years to go. We still believe that there is room for improvement. We have taken off very well unless we experience some storms are up there, but so far so good. And we hope all the best for this government. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Kongo, the Chair Budget, for those remarks. Honorable Kayani.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you for this opportunity. I also would wish to give a word or two regarding the speech from His Excellency the Governor addressing this Honorable Assembly. Honorable Speaker, I'm reminded, and I don't want it to go without making a mention of the last address by the previous governor in this Honorable Assembly. Honorable Speaker, we remember, us who were lucky to have been in this assembly, with nostalgia, that address by His Excellency Governor Francis Kimemia, the second governor of the county of Nyandarua. Honorable Speaker, those who are lucky to be with me, like Honorable Cairo, know that very most infamous, if I may call it, address, which was done with the absence of the substantive speaker. And Honorable Speaker, what ensued after that, the beating and the fighting that ensued, is something that will be spoken about in Nyandarua for years to come. So, Honorable Governor, or His Excellency the Governor, Badisha, coming to this Honorable House at this time, does erase those sad memories that ensued during that time. I am lucky to have witnessed, a peaceful delivery of such a speech in an environment that is peaceful, as opposed to the acrimony that existed during that other regime. But even having said that, I want to say without fear of contradiction that the performance of that particular government, the second government by Honorable Francis Kimemia, was outstanding and still remain a score for us to beat in the third dispensation. I'm aware that Honorable Badilisha is in his first year. Actually, that was his first address, and therefore he has 4 more years to really undo that speech of Honorable Francis Kimemia, the second governor. He did mention a lot of things, and just like I said, being the first one, I would expect an improvement in the second one, and subsequent third and fourth as he goes forward. I would have expected, among the many things he said, which were quite good and commendable, he did give the policy direction of the county going forward and setting the pace. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Madam Speaker, if you could protect me from the 2 members who are extremely excited across the board and who are interrupting my attention and focus.
The Honorable Minority Leader, I have even noticed that you have moved from your allocated seat in this house. I will not want to request you to get back to your seat because you are a senior member of this house. But I will request the Honorable Milka, the Honorable Member for Sharagita, to call Kirita. Thank you so much, Kirita, to consult on low tones, very, very low tones.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Obliged,
Madam
Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
Protect me from Mwangi.
Madam Speaker, thank you for the indulgence.
A minute, Honorable Kayani.
But it was also good to note that they have both moved. They have both moved from their traditional sitting positions. I don't know what the point of attraction has been, but be it as it may, let them consult.
Honorable
in a foreign land.
Minority. A minute, Honorable Kayani. I think it would be prudent for you it would be wise, considering where you are seated and the combination. I want to request that you resume to your normal seat, Minority Leader. Thank you so much. Let's resume the debate. Honorable Kayani.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for your Solomonic wisdom ruling, because you know, honorable members were on an adventurous mission to discover foreign land. But as you do that, Honorable Speaker, I am left wondering whether the boy child was not victimized. It would have been fair if both the boy and the girl were asked to resume their traditional sitting position, so that fairness is seen to have been done.
Are you overruling my judgment?
Honorable Speaker, it's an observation I'm making. I'm not overruling. I'm only saying the boy child feel threatened.
Proceed with your debate.
Thank you. With a lot of pain proceeding, I wanted to say, Honorable Speaker, I would have expected the governor to address the issue of the youth. You know, Honorable Speaker, the greater workforce that remains unutilized is our youth. I would have expected the governor to really address a little more and give it a little more vigor, the issue of the youth, and making sure that our youth are more utilized. I noticed that I have a lot of youth in my ward, Getafai, who are really saying, we are here, we are available, kindly show us something to do. We have all the energy, we have all the vigor, the future belongs to us. And therefore, we are here, kindly utilize us. I would have expected to see a lot of, streamlining of this youth into production or activities that are productive, so that, we give them an opportunity to really live their life today and also prepare for the future. And also the issue of the sporting. Actually, sporting is one of the activities that we could utilize our youth in. Remember, in the West, what we call the global North, most of the youth are engaged in sporting activity, specifically footballing or football. And it's one of the biggest money earner in the global North. So if we could utilize some of these youth that are talented with this kind of activities, then we'll make sure that we put them out not only in those likely positions where they're likely to go to engage in either substance abuse, for those who may, and those who have because of being idle, into a productive enterprise which they will be engaged in supporting. Honorable Speaker, the construction of Olkalau Stadium, which is what Honorable Kongo did mention, is one of the activities that the national government did promise. I would have expected the governor to really rally a lot of support from the national leaders together with himself and really indulge the national government to really live true to the commitment of constructing Olkalau Stadium. I would have said, while it's not that I'm being careful, that it is better, far much advantageous to construct Olkalau Stadium than to provide the low income housing program. I would rather Olkalau Stadium is done. It will attract a lot of people, a lot of funding, and then the other things which are happening, and they're not attracting people from Githafai and that such far-flung areas to remain to be done, if they will ever be done. With this many remarks, I support.
Thank you so much. We now proceed to Honorable Geshe, the first chairperson, Speaker's part.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Maybe you need to tell Honorable Gashoba to just assume the seat that I may continue.
I'm sorry, you know, Honorable Gashoba did not catch my eye as the senior member for, but I will allow Honorable Geshe to proceed because I cannot overrule myself, Honorable Gashoba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for that. Madam Speaker, I can start by saying that the annual State of County address by His Excellency, the Governor of Nyandarua, was good. You see, in the rating, you can say it was very good. It was good. For me, it was good. There is room for improvement. The words that I got from his address is that we are in the right trajectory. And he mentioned something to do with the unity of purpose, peace, and hard work. Yes, there is unity of purpose, there is peace, but on part of hard work, I fail to see the hard work now that even in the budget implementation, we are doing dismally. He said that we have 10 focal points, focal area, that indeed he is economically, social, and he is transforming the county. And what I got, there was that restructuring of department. By restructuring the department, I saw that that is an increase in wage bill, because when you restructure the department, you only increase the wage bill. On the county road machinery, yes, that's a plus, because whatever he inherited from the second governor, he is perfecting it so that we can achieve. There was the issue of 6,500 students benefiting from bursary. He mentioned something to do with the bursary beneficiary. It's a good thing. And also he talked of farm input for Nyandarua people. That is after it is serving as a relief to Nyandarua people. And from the address, I expected to hear from him telling us about the long-lasting solution, because this is short-lived. The reason as to why the people of Nyandarua were being given the farm input, it is because they have been experiencing drought, meaning even what he have given right now to the people of Nyandarua, it is not 100% sure that they will harvest. So we need a long-lasting solution, and I expected from his address that he give us long-lasting solution so that we can help the great people of Nyandarua. The issue of climatic threat about Lekoroborosat. He talked about Lekoroborosat, and I want to see much even after the marathon, because it was hyped because it had budget. Let alone what are we doing with our lake, Lekoroborosat. And it is not the only lake, it is not the only maybe area that we need to address. We need also to highlight other areas. As Honorable Kayane has just mentioned about the youth maybe the approach need to be looked into, because I feel from where I sit as if the youth are not actually 100% involved. There was an element on own source revenue about automation. This has been said now and then, and I am very keen to look to hear from the now this address. I will compare with the next address about this automation. I would like to hear that it is now done, 100% done, and of course that 5% growth in own source revenue is something that we can say the government is doing quite good. There was absorption of casual workers, and also the capitation of ETC and ECD teachers, whereby he said he had confirmed new ECD teachers on PNP. When you go to the ground, it is different. It is not what maybe he said. And maybe from the education committee, we need to understand the status of the ECD teacher, because there are those who are even up to date receiving the stipend of 10,000, and with some other charges there, what they can accrue is meager, 7,000 Kenya shillings. That is what they are getting, or even 6,000. So we need to have this. Then on the issue where I also sit as chair, that is on health. He said that we need to build modern hospital. And from his address, he should be telling us how far have we gone. Because he's just mentioned about Manunga, Babu, Gano, Daragwa, Jabini. And when he was talking about Jabini, he was telling us the national government will do it. We need to understand how far have we gone. And it is being changed the name from Jabini Health Center to Mukamikemali, level 4. Is it only a theory or in books? We need now something that we can hold the governor accountable, because he only said the Mashujaa complex is 60% complete. And you see, he inherited it. So now that he inherited even the others, you need to tell us which percentage are we, so that we can have Manunga as level 4. Not just to tell us that they will be. When will they be? And he is the change manifesto governor. He is change manifesto. I'm happy that majority leader is taking some notes there. You see the strategic equipment, and the stock commodity. He said it is the strategic commodity is 170 million. And I can tell you, when you now visit to our facility, they don't have any drugs, including Piriton. And I'm saying I'm chair. We don't have drugs in our hospitals, critical drugs. And this we are going to tell the world. How can you tell us that you had 170 million, yet a mother cannot get the right drug at the nearest facility? This is mockery to the people of Nyandarua. If you tell us in your address that 170 million has been spent and it cannot be accounted for, then this is not change manifesto, then something else. So I think going forward, we need to be realistic on what we are telling our people because they will prove it on the ground. The 38 health workers recruited for Engineer Hospital. The question is, were they recruited and taken to Engineer Hospital? When you go there, they are not there. So why are you telling the world that you've recruited for Engineer Hospital? You've not recruited for Engineer Hospital, and this is a disgrace to the people of Nyandarua if the governor will tell us the 38 are there, and yet the Committee of Non-Health can confirm they are not there. So the 1297 promoters, 100 those we are mandated to look at 100 households. 1297 promoters. When you go to the ground, they are crying, we don't have the kids. And now we are told here, we've commissioned, we've operationalized, we have launched them. The other governor could say we have launched them. Now they go and serve the people. As I finish, Madam Speaker, look at the Engineer Hospital, 116 bed, and it has been commissioned and operationalized. But are people getting services there? We have to ask this hard question. And finally, the JM has been certified as Medical Internship Center. And they are telling us the cancer center is coming up, and we are yet to see. Finally, the agro-processing plant. The same word of Governor Kememia, we will do. It will come. He is telling us it will be conceptualized and it will be established. Who is this governor who will conceptualize and establish? So it's high time now we need to understand that it is a change manifesto now. This is the real change that people for Nyandarua went for. And it is really changing, and it is changing. And the more things change, the more they remain the same. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order. Point of order.
Now, Honorable Geshe has already finished his contribution. Honorable Kayani, who's are you?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Geshe is seated here, just waiting for my point of order. If you may.
No, he has already finished his contribution.
He is waiting for that, for my point of order.
So are you informing? You want to...
Allow me to inform him. Inform the House. Inform the House.
So you're back from now, point of order to informing the House.
I want to inform the House.
Please do.
Chair, you are on chair, so nobody can shout at whatever corner that you are out of order. Chair cannot be out of order.
I am cognizant to that fact, Honorable Kayani.
Thank you. Thank you for the protection.
Inform the House.
I want to inform this Honorable House that the change, just like where he ended, that the more things change, the more they remain the same. The more bottom up we up, the more we remain in the bottom. Thank you.
All right, let's have the Commissioner, Honorable Gashomba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for granting me this opportunity to highlight on the Governor's exposition address to the County Assembly on 22nd November 2023. Madam Speaker, he highlighted sustainable goals that he wants to achieve in the next 5 years. And Mr. Speaker, it has been highlighted by the report that actually 88% was absorbed in terms of development since he took over as the governor of this county. He emphasized on the climate change, Madam Speaker, emphasized on how we shall conserve our and also to conserve our catchment areas, or to the forest cover to about 10%. Madam Speaker, on the CIDP plan, the policy on CIDP, Madam Speaker, on the area, Mr. Speaker, that you want to get into in terms of the dams that have been proposed by the national government. Then we have the Krima Dam, we have the Geta Dam intake and Jabini water intakes. And Madam Speaker, I don't understand where the dams you get funds from
because in the budget, Madam Speaker, we don't have such funds, and we're not even there in the budget, although they were there in the CDP 3. I would also wish to highlight that he highlighted on the 3 municipalities that were created. We have the Engineer Municipality, Moironye Municipality, and also Rukalau Municipality. And Madam Chair, he emphasized on how the municipalities will be able to bring economy to the local community and also to the government. And also, Mr. Speaker, the municipality should also enhance on their revenue enhancement, because I believe, Madam Chair, that they need to have their own budgets, the municipalities. They should not depend from their mother department, to the Ministry of Urban Development, because they are independent in terms of how they will be managing their development programs. So, Madam Chair, I believe the budget committee should come forward and try to appropriate funds to those municipalities so that they can be able to be more efficient in terms of even donors trying to come in and invest in those towns. Madam Speaker, I want to comment on the markets. The governor highlighted that much of our resources in terms of revenue enhancements will be collected from the markets. And if the county government will be able, Madam Chair, to enhance improvement in our markets, you have the Sokompia market, Jabina market, Engineer market, all the way to Nyandarua. Madam Chair, I believe the county will be able to get more in terms of local resource, rather than depending much on the central government. He emphasized on agricultural produce in terms of crop production, whereby, Madam Speaker, he talked about pyrethrum production. You are aware, Madam Speaker, that pyrethrum has actually of late been the highest paid in terms of cash crop in our country. Whereby, Madam Speaker, 1 kilo is getting to about 1,000. And Madam Chair, Speaker, the governor emphasized on how the county will be able to purchase, I don't know, to purchase or to rent 5,000 acres of land to plant pyrethrum. And I think if the country can be able to do that, we can be able, Madam Chair, to move forward in terms of our economical growth. About the aggregation centers, and the one that is mentioned, and that the one that is in Jabini, Madam Chair, the budget committee appropriated some funds, and also the national government. Although, Madam Speaker, I don't believe the aggregation centers have policies that will make them grow, even to peak. And these are some of the policies that the Kenya Kwanza government is trying to move all over the country, trying to put on, and I don't believe, Madam Speaker, or they'll be able to pick up. But I agree, if they put their books in properly, they can be able, Madam Speaker, to move forward and preserve those aggregation centers. Madam Speaker, there is the House of about housing scheme that the governor has actually inaugurated in Engineer, another part of this county. And I don't believe, Madam Speaker, it was the right trade to come up with a housing project in Kenya. And I believe this is not an economical growth, because I believe our investors who are working on those fields will be taken out of that industry. So, Madam Speaker, I believe that the 4% that has been slashed from my payslip and other members and everybody who is in this republic, I think those are ways to steal money from our public coffer. And Madam Speaker, I don't think it was a
point of order, Madam Speaker.
It was not the right move.
Point of order.
Speaker.
Yes, what is your point of order?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for granting me this opportunity. I think it's not right for the honorable member to say that the purpose as to why the government is getting the housing levy from various members or from those who are employed, they are stealing. I think that's not a good term. And I would wish that the honorable member can go with me to the very closest housing project that is just next to the assembly, and he sees the opportunities that the government has given to the youths of this country, and even to some of the people who are working in this project. The Mama Mboga is there selling lunch each and every day to people working in that project. So I think it was not right for the honorable member to use that term stealing, because the government does not steal.
Did you use the word steal, honorable member?
I think you didn't catch me well, Madam Speaker. I say they are misusing our public resource. Because,
point of information.
Yes.
Let's dispense first with the issue of Honorable Matimu. Did you use the word steal? Because if you did, you need to withdraw and apologize.
I've said that I say misuse, but not stealing. How can they steal? Misuse our public fund. And when they cut me the 4%, and they're telling us they want to build housing program, whereby, Madam Chair, we have many investors who are doing the same job. I don't think this is not the right way to create jobs for our youth. This is not the right way. This is a conduit. It's a conduit.
Let's be informed by Honorable Kayani, then inform us, Honorable Kayani.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to inform Honorable James Kino, my immediate neighbor and my senior, that his usage of word is correct in any way you look at it. Honorable Speaker, I also want to say something regarding the statement, the point of order that was raised. Still in informing Honorable Gashomba that indeed Gashomba is right. That is not government money. That is money gotten from the workers of Kenya. So if the project belongs to the government should finance it. But if it is money gotten from the payroll, from the workers, it is public money, not government money. And Gashomba is right in 100%.
Point of further information to the House.
Let's hear the information so that we rule this together. Yes, Honorable Milka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My information to the House is as much as Honorable Gashomba would be right in using the word whether stealing or misusing, he should be able to substantiate his information to the floor of this House. Otherwise, if he cannot substantiate the information, he's misleading the House.
Can you substantiate, Honorable Gashomba?
Madam Speaker, my payslip has been slashed, some 4,000 shillings. And Madam Chair, there's no way I stood and I sat down with the government.
Point of information.
I don't want any information now. Let me okay.
No. I am the one who is...
Point of information.
Now, with all due respect, Majority Leader, I am going to grant Honorable Komo that point of information, and then we need to arrive at that.
Honorable Madam Speaker, I think Honorable Gashomba is right, because this matter is contested, because it is illegal to invade somebody's payslip without public participation. Where you have prior arrangement, when you got your contract, you got into arrangement for credit with the banks, even without upholding the rule of 30% for credit. You just one day wake up, claim that you need 4% from somebody's salary. It is illegal and it is misuse because it was ill-advised.
Let's hear the Majority Leader, Honorable Nyaga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, sir. I think as much as Honorable Gashomba has the right to give the kind of information that he have given in the House, I think it is within the practice of this House, because this is a policy that have been discussed at the National Assembly. As much as it has been disputed on various avenues within this republic, I think it's a disservice to say that this is stealing. But the word stealing is not just any other word. That is purporting to paint the government, the UDA government, in the wrong, painting the UDA government in the wrong picture. He needs to withdraw this one, Madam Speaker. Let him state it correctly, because and even substantiate if there is any aspect of stealing. I mean, this one, he should not run away with it. We need to know specifically, outright, how the UDA government is stealing from Kenyans. This is a policy that has been developed. So
thank you so much.
I think he needs to withdraw before we move on.
Honorable Gashomba, did you use the word stealing or misuse?
Madam Speaker, I want Honorable Majority.
What word did you use? Because if you use the word stealing, we are going to have you withdraw.
I've said Italia, misuse. So
are you able to substantiate the misuse that you are reporting?
Madam Speaker.
Order, honorable members, order.
Madam Speaker, I think it's on Hansard, and this is something that can be visited from our Hansard record.
Yes.
Honorable Matimo, I have not given you an opportunity to speak. Honorable Matimo, order. Have your seat.
Madam Speaker, they can retrieve it from the hazard after I'm through with this report.
Now, Honorable Gashomba.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
If you were unable to substantiate
Madam Speaker, I said
that the national government is misusing the house levy, I will request you kindly to apologize so that this House moves forward.
Point of order.
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Gashomba.
Madam Speaker.
I will request you to withdraw.
I'm substantiating.
Okay. Okay.
Madam Speaker, I'm saying my payslip has been searched 4,000 shillings by the Kenya Kwanza government. There is nowhere in my payslip we had an agreement.
Point of information. Can I help Honorable Gashomba? Point of information.
Yes.
Point of information.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker.
We require no information on this matter going forward, Honorable Kayani.
Can I provide the information?
Yes. It's not about substantiation.
The majority, you cannot address the chair seated. Yes. Majority.
He's out of order.
You are a senior member of this House.
Point of information.
Honorable Gashomba, are you able to substantiate your statement so that we move forward?
Yes, madam.
Without getting help from other members?
I don't want any help. But we want to put some more input.
No. You cannot inform the House twice on the same matter.
It is Honorable Speaker.
Are you going to substantiate?
Madam, this is just a drop in the ocean. This government, we have a history. They have even taken out 14.3 billion from Treasury.
Point of information.
Madam, I don't want to go that route, Madam Speaker. I don't want to go to buy food and all that. Madam Speaker,
point of information.
Housing levy in this republic, it's illegal. It has been even contested in court. And you are aware of that.
But the court has not ruled on this matter. So, Honorable Gashomba, I want to request you to withdraw that word. Either way, so that we move forward.
Madam Speaker. Yes. Madam Speaker. I want to substantiate.
Now, I want to drive your attention to a standing order of this House. Session 93, Honorable Gashomba. That a member shall be responsible for the accuracy of any facts which the member alleges to be true or may be required to substantiate any such facts instantly. Now, if you're not able to substantiate this matter now, I can excuse you to provide your facts in writing tomorrow, or you can withdraw and then we move forward.
Madam Speaker.
Or otherwise you will be grossly out of order.
Madam Speaker, I want to state that I won't just go to the stealing. I say the word stealing, isn't it? The action or offense of taking another person's property without permission or legal right, and without intending to return it back.
Madam Speaker, thank you. Madam Speaker, point of information. Thank you. Madam Speaker.
You know, Honorable Matimu, you are the one who brought this issue.
Yes.
So you need to be a bit patient so that we interrogate this matter.
They've just, let me use that Kiswahili word, wamejikanga na mafuta yao. Why am I saying this? He has just read it. One, the housing levy was passed in a house like we are seated in today. Unless we say that whatever we pass
Point of order, Madam Speaker. Point of order. Point of order.
Allow him to finish. Continue, Honorable Matimu.
But point of order, Madam Speaker.
Proceed, Honorable Matimu. Proceed.
I was saying, Madam Speaker, unless we say that whatever we pass in this honorable house is null and void.
Point of information. Point of order.
That was passed by the National Assembly. The housing levy was put on record. It is a legal. It is legal because it was passed by honorable members, just like as we are sitting here today.
Point of order.
And it was passed, and everyone who is employed is paying this amount. And Madam Speaker, you've just mentioned that the same thing. It was in the court of law the other day. And what happened? The judge said, yes, it is...
Order. You know, he's on a point of order. So you guys are honorable members. You have been in this house for years, and you know the rules. Allow, wind up.
Thank you. Thank you for your protection. I'm saying the same was taken to a court of law. What did the court say? It is not right. But we've given the same government 45 days.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Point of order.
Yes. I want to rule on this matter because now we have to move forward.
Point of order.
You have deviated. Have a seat, Honorable Matimu. Have your seat.
He's misguiding the House. Point of order. Point of order.
We cannot debate on this matter. We have a motion, and our motion is very clear. Of course, the house levy is a contentious issue. The matter is in court. Honorable Kogu, we cannot debate on this matter. This is a contentious matter.
Honorable Speaker.
The issue is in court.
I just wanted to inform, because he was informing the House. I just wanted to give him some information as we rest the case.
I don't want that information, Madam Speaker.
But you know, it's on a point of order, so I have no idea how you're going to inform somebody who is on a point of order. Okay. Because now, proceed, Honorable.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, and I thank you for allowing us to be adventurous in this House, despite the main motion. If we have to go by anything, we have to go by the ruling of the High Court currently, which is yet to be challenged, or which has been challenged at the Court of Appeal, which stated clearly that it was theft and money should be returned to the employees. And that has not been overdone.
Madam Speaker,
Madam Speaker, and successfully made.
Madam Speaker,
as far as we are concerned so far.
Thank you so much, Honorable
from the employees of this country.
Now, you know, we are trending on very dangerous grounds. Because, Honorable Kongo, if we require you to table that ruling of the court, are you in a position to do that? Are you in a
Honorable Speaker, when a court does a ruling and tell you to return back, it can only be interpreted that you had stolen. And I also want to inform the members of this House, it is not everything that is done in this House can only be right. Because if it is unprocedural, it can be subjected to litigation. And that is what happened with the National Assembly. It is out of order. The High Court has pronounced itself it was illegal. The national government should return the money. And I know even at the Court of Appeal, it will be defeated because it is stealing from the employees of
this country. Thank you so much. I want to rest this matter because now the matter is at the Court of Appeal. And none of you can provide facts, even if we are given opportunities to do that. So I want to go back to Honorable Gashomba for the sake of the posterity of this House. that Honorable Gashomba, senior member of this house, you know, with all due respect, withdraw the word misuse.
Madam Speaker.
So that now we move forward.
Madam Speaker, I don't have to withdraw. If I have to withdraw, I will just walk out. Because it is clearly stated. Even the law, it's very clear.
I'm going to give you the option to walk out if you take me through that route, Honorable Gashomba. Because now the chair, for the Honorable Majority Leader order, because the chair is requesting you to withdraw that word, Honorable Gashomba, because the matter has not fully been substantiated. The matter is in High Court, and the levy was passed in a legislative assembly, the National Assembly. You know, the majority leader, you are out of order.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
I need some order. So I want to request you, because you are a senior member of this house, and I want to request you to kindly just withdraw that word so that we move forward.
Madam Speaker, something that is unconstitutional. And everyone knows, if you tell me that assembly, the National Assembly, did it did it in a very wrong manner. They were coerced, they were threatened.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
So, Madam Speaker, I cannot even withdraw.
Point of order.
I am going to request you then to withdraw from the chambers, Honorable Gashomba. Thank you so much. You know, this is a house of rules and procedure, honorable members. So is there any other member who wishes to contribute to this motion? Yes, Honorable Steve, continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for your Solomonic ruling on just the past matter. I want to contribute on the governor's address. And one.
Point of clarification, point of information, Madam Speaker.
What is your point of clarification?
Madam Speaker, we seem not to be having the quorum.
Clerk, do we have quorum in this house?
Madam Speaker, the house is not quorate.
All right, then let's ring the bell for 10 minutes. 8 minutes. Proceed, Sergeant.